And it's a good morning to all the people out there on YouTube and Facebook land, all the retired seniors who spend time trying to figure out what their purpose is on life. And a very interesting day. Yesterday we had coffee with some folks who we worked with, and we talked about the things we're grateful for. And to be grateful, we have to look back and say, well, where are we at in life today? I mean, we're still alive, walking and talking and driving, and we have friends. And we also have to look back and say, well, we were lucky to have worked on a job where we have a pension. And the two fellows that we had coffee together with the other day, we talked about what it was like to lose a life partner. And my wife my late wife Barb has been gone for 5 years, and she would have been 84 yesterday. But when people leave the earth, they leave a big hole in our heart, and but they leave some other things that sometimes people don't think about, and they leave all the memories of all the things they did while they were on earth, and the kindness and the love that they shared with us, and the things that they taught us. And we have to they stay with us forever until we get Alzheimer's and we can't remember. But even though we lost them, we didn't lose them totally, because about 90% of the things that they done for us still remain in our memory, and we have to be grateful for that every day, and then we move on with our life, because the person that we were with for all those years wouldn't want us to sit around and suffer and not enjoy what we had left. So in doing that, it's approval to go out and enjoy the rest of your life. That means you've got to walk around and enjoy all the things that Mother Nature has for us, and appreciate everything that the same as we done when our partner was alive. Now, unfortunately, we see some people where one of the life partner passes away, dies, or whatever happened, or killed by accident, and the other person, because they've been together for so long, gives up. And sometimes it's too easy to sit down and watch TV and listen to all the bad news that's going on in the world today, and all of a sudden we get the opinion that the world is a really bad place, and there's no real need. We have no purpose in life anymore, and we have to fight that. We have to get up in the morning and we have to look in the mirror and say, thank you, God, for another day, and thank you for the night's sleep, and thank you for all the things that we can still do. We can go out and enjoy life, and we go out and meet people, and that's the plus part right there. We meet people, and in meeting people, we get a chance to meet people that are the same age or older than us, and we get a chance to see what their purpose in life is, and to see what their attitude is. And with aging, attitude is the thing that gets us through the day. Now, if we want to, when we wake up in the morning, if we want to have a bad day, all we got to do is tell ourselves we're going to have a crappy day, and it happens. But if you focus your mind on happiness and focus your mind on the good things that we have out there, so many nice people, we meet people every day from other provinces and across the globe, and the people are just happy to be alive, and they're walking around awestruck with the scenery in Nelson, BC, and all the beautiful mountains and lakes and stuff, and they're just happy to be alive and enjoying what time they have. So we have a lot of young people coming in that are looking at the area, and they're trying to decide whether they're going to stay here. And there's a lot of people now that are operating out of their computer. They have a business of their own, and they do it online. So they offer a service on the internet, whether it's being repairing furniture, or whether it's how to paint, or how to repair your car, how to hunt, or any skill that they have. They can put it on a business now, so people can do business right from their computer, and they can do it from their home, they can do it from their motel, they can do it from their car. It's amazing. The world has changed quite a bit. So the people that are working online and running a business for themselves and are successful, we have to take our hats off to them, because it's really great. And they found a niche. They found a way to earn a living. The nice part about it is, if you're working out of your home or out of your motel or whatever, you don't have to drive. Like most places over the years, we've had to drive to work 20, 30 miles. Like some places out of Vancouver, they're driving 30 miles a day in the traffic to get to work. And that's a hell of a challenge right there. So if you're able to do that on your computer from home, you save the price of the gasoline, and you take away the chance of having accidents, and you don't have to travel on the road system and get all frustrated and leave 2 or 3 hours early in the morning to get held up by traffic and get all frustrated. So there's a plus there of running an online business. So anybody who can make that work for them, we take our hats off to. It's a whole new challenge, and thank you very much for contributing to society. We appreciate that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit, I don't have all the answers, but as a senior, I see a lot of things, and I'm going to put that on here as a share, and you can come back and tell me whether it's right or wrong. It doesn't matter because I got nothing to lose. And it's a matter of keeping an open mind. It doesn't matter what age we are, we can always learn something. And when we meet someone, a lot of times they're in a different skill set. They may be a mechanical person, they may be a draftsman, they may be a painter, they may be a teacher, but they've got some skills. And the nice part about being retired, we can talk to people, and we meet people with different mindsets, and we're able to learn from them, and we can share our knowledge with them, and return, they give us back knowledge in return. And in doing that, we can increase our knowledge and learn things that we never did before, and we share the ideas that we have with other people, and it's all a matter of sharing, and sharing is a great way of learning, increasing your knowledge. And when we're retired, we haven't got anything to do anyway, so we're going and meeting people and enjoying life. So if we can meet somebody who contributes to our happiness by showing us a new way of doing something, learning a new skill, it gives us the opportunity to pick their brain. We're actually drawing information from them, and we're increasing our knowledge. And when it goes the other way, when we share with them, we take knowledge that we have and we share it with them. And it's free. It's a free share back and forth. And the key, I think, is to keep an open mind, because it doesn't matter how much we know. It's the fact that somebody has taken the time to sit down with us and share some of their knowledge as a matter of loving a new person. It's a sharing of ideas, and it's what keeps society together. Now, with the COVID on, over the last 3 years, it almost ruined society. People, we didn't talk to one another. There was a fear of getting the virus, the fear of death, and people were putting a mask on and afraid to talk to each other, afraid to visit, even walking down the street. If you met somebody, they'd walk across the street to avoid you. Now we're away from that. It's all over in the past. It was all a scam to begin with, and now we're all healthy, and now we can build a new relationship with everybody that we meet. And the key to be happy in retirement is to create a new relationship with people, share ideas, learn from them, keep an open mind, and always be receptive to learning new things. And I wanted to give you a quick story about a man standing on the street corner, and his buddy, who hadn't met yet, but he's looking across the street, and there's this guy standing on the street corner, and he's got a 2-pound hammer, and he's pounding himself on the head with this hammer. And this guy is blown. What the heck is that guy doing? I've never seen that happen before. A guy's standing there with a 2-pound hammer, pounding himself on the head with it. So he walks over to the guy and he says to him, he says, none of my business really. He said, what you do in your life is your business, and what I do in my life is my business. But he said, I'm trying to learn from people. And he said, I'd like to ask you a question if you don't mind. He said, why are you standing there on the corner, pounding yourself on the head with a hammer? And the guy said, well, because it feels so good when I quit. Can you imagine that? Because it feels so good when I quit. And sometimes if we don't have the shortcuts we need in life, a lot of times people that are walking down the street and we meet have an answer to a lot of the things that we've been toying with over the years, thinking about something, and then all of a sudden we meet somebody and talk about it, and you discuss some things, and all of a sudden they tell you about a procedure they've been using, and you're saying, my God, I should have thought of that. Great, thank you very much. And that's how we learn and share from each other. And I think sometimes people get to the point where with the COVID fear thing, they don't want to share anymore because they're afraid of death. Well, we don't have to be afraid of dying. We're all going to die sometime. And at my age, I'm at the point where I could be dead tomorrow. Who knows whether we got 1 hour, 2 hours, or 10 hours. So we have to be happy with what we got in life and enjoy everything we can. And enjoying life is to share with other people as much as we can. And it saddens me that I meet people. My wife and I were married for 56 and a half years, and uh, they weren't perfect. We had a few differences of opinion, but it doesn't matter. It's the type of thing that you can work out. Now, we have to have the attitude in life is that you take a look at a cup of coffee. The cup of coffee that's half empty is also half full. So it's a perception thing where you look at a cup of coffee and you say, it's half empty. No, it's half full. And you can have an extreme argument about it, but it's not worth it. And we have to go through life. It's a saying there's always more out there. Now, if we think about the cup of coffee or a cup of water, a glass of water, as always being half full, that means to say there's still more to go. That means to say I have more fun that I haven't experienced yet. We have more people that we haven't met to talk to. And we have to live our life, I think, based on the fact that there's more out there. The God has given us all Mother Nature's beauties, and we have a lot of things that we can see, and a lot of things we can talk about. We can visit with people and talk about and learn what they know, and we teach each other and visit each other and communicate as God intended us to. We have to communicate and share. Now, we never know when we meet someone what kind of an emotional load they have. A lot of times people, you're walking down the street and in a strange town, you don't have to be lonesome. If you walk down the street and there's a man or a woman sitting on a bench someplace, sitting all by themselves, there's no reason why you can't walk up to them and introduce yourself and sit down and say, could you mind if I sat down? We talked a bit. And that is a matter of being a good family member or a good community member. And just think about the benefit of learning from the person. If you're in a strange town, they're going to tell you all about the thing. And if it's your town, you can tell them about it and show them the good stuff. And it gives you a chance to pass away some time. And you're being a good neighbor and a good friend. And if it's a new friend, share all the ideas you can. Have a cup of coffee together and strike up a relationship and have a good time. Because life is short. We're not going to live for 107 years. Who knows, we're going to be dead tomorrow, or maybe 10 minutes from now we'll be dead. One of us will be dead, or two of us, or thousands. We never know. So we have to appreciate every minute we've got, and we also have to think about the other person. We never know when we meet a person what kind of an emotional load they're packing. Because sometimes they've had a marriage breakup, or they've had a death in their family, and sometimes they got a hell of a lot of strain on their brain. And in some cases, there's been cases where people were sitting there contemplating committing suicide. And sometimes just a simple talk for 10 or 15 minutes, sit down and talk about things, and they might bring up the reason that they're contemplating it. They may not. But the fact that somebody has taken the time to sit down and just recognize them as a human being and talk to them and share a laugh or two, and that's life. And we always have to have an open mind to be able to share with people. But we also have to respect other people's spaces as well. Now, sometimes people don't want to talk to us because they're too busy. They've got too much going on in life. But sometimes people can have too much on their mind. It's called overthinking. We worry about everything, and it all piles up on you. And pretty soon you say, geez, I can't do anything because I'm getting behind and everything, and my work's piling up and that. And sometimes we have to sit back and really do a self-analysis and say, well, how, at my particular age, what do I really have to do? Like in my case, I just get up in the morning, have a bite to eat, and I walk downtown and meet people and have coffee and hand out a few cards with all the pictures of scenery that we have that we share. And just talk to people, enjoy life. And a lot of times we're trying to accomplish too much. And I find that a lot of times people retire, and instead of taking the time to go and enjoy themselves, they're trying to earn more money and put more money in the bank. And if you've already got $300,000 or $400,000 in the bank, you don't really need more money. You need to have some fun because life is short. And when the end of life comes, it doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank. You can't buy your way out. So I think if you worked all your time and you got a lot of money piled up in the bank, the key is to enjoy that money before you pass away. I'm not saying we should have to waste it, but you can also enjoy it by sharing that with other people, whether it's your family members or whatever, or buying somebody a cup of coffee or a meal or something like that, and showing some kindness uh, with the hard work that you've done with your blood, sweat, and tears. Or share some of that with people. So those are some of the things that I find as a retired senior that um, I just have to spend more time doing. We have to share things with people, enjoy people, always keep an open mind, and realize we can never know it all. Nobody knows it all. It's what we learn after we think we know it all that really counts. And life is a learning exercise, and we have to keep our brains active. If we don't keep our brains active, we can easily get Alzheimer's, and an active brain will keep us alive a lot longer and happier. And happiness is a state of mind. Happiness happens in our own mind, and if we don't create our own happiness, we can't be happy. So we have to say on a daily basis, we have to give thanks for where we are in life, and also appreciate the fact that we enjoyed our life. We worked all our working life. We've earned money. We've got pensions. We still have friends, and we're able to walk and talk and enjoy people. And that's the key, I think, is to realize where we're at in life, but also share with people, keep an open mind, and enjoy everything that God has for us out there. And Mother Nature now is blooming all over the country. New leaves, new flowers, new trees, new birds, new horses, and all kinds of good things. So get out there, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy every moment you can, because we never know how many more moments, how many more weekends, how many more moments we have to live. So get out there and live for the moment and live in the moment. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.